Kia ora, ko Dr. Grace Walker aho, ko ngā te kahununu me ngā ruahinirangi oku iwi. I am a data scientist who works in Māori housing data and Māori representation in data with Te Matapihi. Te Matapihi is a Māori housing body authority that advocates for community with government to try and find solutions regarding Māori housing and ways in which we can advocate for ourselves to create better solutions. My role within Te Matapihi is to work with all of the data, and that is understanding how our data is used for us today within ministries and what type of data we would like to be created and developed for future mahi. Within my role, I have been working on a project with Building Better Homes, Towns and Cities National Science Challenge. We have been working up in the far north, developing a housing survey with community, for community, to understand what they would like as their needs, to tell a story that mixes both numbers as well as the stories, to be able to tell an authentic picture that is by Māori, for Māori and done with Māori. When we've been working up in the far north, we have been able to work with communities that are relatively isolated, are not often engaged with the census, so the data that is used for government to decide where they wish to invest their money doesn't actually represent what is happening with what happens on the ground. So as a result of that, you are more likely to see people have less funding towards roading, less funding towards housing, there is less access to services regarding healthcare, and as a result many whānau are suffering, and they're suffering through multiple generations. And they're trying their best to get ahead, but unfortunately they are very often isolated and left alone. As a result of Te Matapihi being engaged with the community, we are able to do things that government are not, and that is have the time and resources to work with those who are already engaged with community. So we have been partnering with different organisations in the far north who have allowed us to be a part of their kaupapa, to understand what they want to know about their people, what their people wish government knew about them, in order to develop a survey that better represents the story of the far north for those who are homeless, right up to the homeowners in far north, because housing is a continuum and there are many different issues that face different people across the continuum, but at the same time there are many different solutions that can be community-led, and this is what we're trying to do with Te Matapihi via our data survey. One of the positives is the amazing influence that this has been having with people, and understanding that data is often told stories about Māori. This is one of the very rare occasions in which we are able to tell the story about ourselves. But I can definitely say the biggest challenge is gaining trust in communities. And that is because all we know with Māori data, especially around housing, is how poor it is, how bad we are, and how we really can't do anything and we're a burden to society. And that's a narrative that we really want to change, but in order to build trust and confidence within community, we've had to go out there and meet the people to really get them to understand the kaupapa behind what we're doing, and knowing that we're doing it for them, to advocate for them, rather than just to tell another story of the situation that they're in order to bring customised solutions.